Alright guys, another video right here. I want to play this. I think I can play this video. It doesn't have music, but I want you to keep in mind, right? Keep in mind this commandment, okay? I'm not saying that this commandment was broken, right? But we're going to get to it, right? False witness. Exodus 20:16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Alright? Part of the 10 Commandments given to Moses, right? Now, I'm not saying that this will happen, but if you watch this video, you'll understand why this commandment is important. Alright? Hopefully they don't get caught, they don't copyright, but there shouldn't be no music. If not, I'm going to turn it off. Alright? Fair use pronunciation. Please don't copyright this.
Fair use.
I just gave you a hint for the third video that's coming up, but we'll do this one very quick.
Years later, generations later, connecting, how has this changed you?
Well, actually, this is who I am, okay? I will never and have never treated somebody differently or with lack of respect that I don't even know. Robert is not someone who owned my family or owned my people. I have no ill will towards him. He is simply a descendant of people who owned my family.
Yeah. Wow.
Had I met with James Adams, Joel Robert, and Joel Adams, it would have been a different conversation. Okay, those are the people who own my family. So I don't want anybody judging me based on my zip code or the way I look or where or who I am. So although I can't control how they treat me, I can always control how I treat other people.
That's right.
So my thing with him was like, let's just get to know each other.
Let me tell you why my soul cries right now, not even in sorrow, but in happiness. I wonder how America would be if we really had an honest conversation about how we're really related and connected from the founding fathers of Thomas Jefferson all the way down, that we're really one family.
No doubt
and
about
this
it.
would really be an incredible moment.
This is just awesome. I am so grateful
Thank you.
that you are able to reconcile and come together. This is beautiful.
And I didn't put this on Facebook to be in Los Angeles on you guys' show, although it worked out.
Okay, enough. Now, first of all, you might think I'm about, of course, to get on the dude, the black man right here, right? You might think I'm about to get on him for, him being the real slave owner, right? But let me actually read the description before we get to that part. After discovering a familial link to a slave once owned by the Adams family in North Carolina, 44-year-old Detroit native, I cannot say this name, but I'm going to try, Nkrumah Stewart, made an even more startling discovery. His fourth great-grandmother had a baby with her owner, Joel Robert Adams. The Adams plantation, now a bed and breakfast, is home to Robert Adams, who also happens to be a distant cousin of Nkrumah, right? Basically, they sat down with these Freemasons, right? And them two regular people, right? They found out that their cousins, or so-called cousins, right? So-called cousins, right? So they're saying that his ancestor owned his ancestor. He's saying he's not responsible for what he did, right? And then he just said, "Hit my soul," right? Now, at first, I was going to research on, of course, 1830 free Negro slave owner census, right, by Carter G. Woodson, right? And also, if this gets taken down, we already got to download, so you can just buy the book. But here's the thing that you have to understand. When I typed this in, I typed Adams, and obviously, right, I was looking for Joel. And then look, when I looked for Joel, it went back to South Carolina. And I'm like, hold up, estate of Joel, senior. And I'm like, what? It says North Carolina on the preachers, right? It says North Carolina. So I'm like, okay, that can't be. I can't make a deal in this. But then I'm like, let me use my critical thinking skills. A lot of you college educated people, and yes, I'm college educated, right? But a lot of y'all college educated, y'all get told something, right? And y'all don't critically think. Y'all don't question. You just accept it, and that is what it is. Yes, the professors in the college, they did not like me. I almost got kicked out of a class, my biology class, because we were talking about apes and all that. So, but yeah, and I ended up getting the 88 in that class. So yeah, I'm smart. But forget about it, right? But it's all lies. But listen, why does it say North Carolina? And this one says, oh my bad. So remember, it said Joel Robert Adams. So then I was like, okay, let's just do Robert, right? Sometimes they go by their first name, Robert. Robert, boom, Robert right there. Same thing, right? In Fairfield County, 40 slaves, right? South Carolina. But why does it say North Carolina? So, when you go to Google, you type Joel Robert slave owner. It says Joel Roberts was a 19th century South Carolina plantation owner, right? Who enslaved numerous people at Wavering Place Plantation in Richland County near present-day Hopkins, South Carolina. Now, this is Fairfield. I'm pretty sure we get the map. It's close, right? I mean, you know. But look, you go to ABC News, right? Slave descendant unites with plantation owner for heartwarming dinner 181 years after families lived there. Watch this. It was a meeting 181 years in the making as Nkrumah Stewart. Uh-oh. This black man, right? That black man right there. Let me put a screen. This black man right here, right? A slave descendant and Robert Adams, a plantation owner, sat down with their families to enjoy, dinner. I have no idea what they call him, a plantation owner. He's just a regular white dude. Where it is, right? Where's white dude at? Right there. That's the so-called Robert Adams, right? Or descendant, right? This was not about the past Stewart 44 Canton, Michigan told story experience. This is not about let's try to fix things that we can't change, right? My name is Nkrumah Stewart, and my name is Robert Adams. Pleasure to meet you. Right? Cousin, right? Tonight, my family and I were dinner guests at Wavering Place, an old plantation founded in 1768 near Hopkins, South Carolina, where four generations of my grandmothers lived and worked as slaves when they were emancipated in 1865. We already told you the real black slaves got emancipated in 1866 from the free men civilized tribes. Formerly enslaved individuals and free black people who owned the formerly enslaved, right? Get back to the point, right? So basically, the plantation is on South Carolina. ABC News, right? Why is it that, right? And they always want to say the white man. That's the white man channel. That's the white man broadcasting channel. ABC is owned by a white man. Well, guess what? Why is it on the black channel, right? Why is it on the black channel? They're saying that he was from North Carolina. Why is that? The preachers, right? See, look. Yes, he said some evil stuff too, because he's saying that his ancestors were owned by him. That's evil, right? But here's the thing that's worse, though. You might think from watching this video, he's also the bad guy, right? Listen. Everyone in here, these are big clapping liars. Look at this. Dude talking about this hit my soul. Right? This hit my soul, right? Blaming it on the white dude. They all like looking at him like, wow, right? Well, guess what? This man, right? See, his last name's Stewart. It basically what I'm saying, it's not just him. They're in on it too. Right? Pretty sure if they do it in lineages, they gonna find something too. Right? So watch this. Type in David Stewart. David Stewart is an American billionaire business person. said his family grew up poor, faced poverty, and now he a billionaire. Let's type David Stewart ancestry. It says slavery. Says David Stewart, a billionaire, is a descendant of enslaved African Americans, right? Right. And remember, this dude, he's a Stewart. He found out on his mom, I think, on the other side of his family, at Adams, right? And Adams, he's descendant of an Adams, right? But we found that Adams was actually Negro. He's from South Carolina, not North Carolina. Because ABC said the truth, right? If I got this correct. So, but even if I'm not, right? I told you, David Stewart. Just type in Stewart. Okay. Hey, look at that. From Maryland, right? Well, let me zoom in. Stephen, look at that. Oh my gosh. Stephen Stewart, Maryland. 2 slaves, right? Pretty sure this dude's related, but I'm saying this man right here looks exactly like David Stewart. He looks exactly like him. You don't see it. This man on the left looks exactly like David Stewart. So you get my point? They want to get on him for being a slave, being the so-called slave owner, even though we don't even know. This dude don't even know he's being played, or he might be on this too. This dude, he's feeling guilty and trying to make sure he's okay, right? And they're looking at him like, wow, thinking he's evil, but they're evil too. You get what I'm saying? So we just debunked and found another black slave owner. Boom.